If your engineers are still spending most of their time writing code, you might be just a little behind. It's not doomed, okay? It's not doomed, just a little behind. It sounds a little dramatic, but it's not meant to be. I don't know. But it is what's already happening. So Anthropic CEO says this last week, that their engineers don't really write code anymore. They mostly review what the model produces. Okay. A lot of people heard that and they treat it like a productivity antidote. Like, wow, look how fast things are getting. I didn't see that. I think it was a job description update. Really. It's like writing code. I don't know if it was ever the job, you guys. It was more like the mechanism. It was the interface between like intent and outcome. And the job was always owning a system that produces correct results. We just, frankly, use humans as the compiler because we didn't have a better one. But now we do. And that's the part people, maybe we've all been dancing around. It's like the work isn't just getting faster, right? It's actually changing shape. And that distinction matters more than most leaders want to acknowledge, because it means a lot of roles everyone treated as fixed were never actually the point. If leaders ask how AI helps engineers write code quicker, it sounds like asking how to optimize one of those checkout lines in a store that's about to go to self-checkout. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but the idea is you're improving a process that's about to stop being central or important. Code output was never the scarce resource. Correctness was. More judgment was. System level thinking was important. It was there. And now the bottleneck isn't typing speed. It's all about deciding what should exist at all and whether the system is producing the right outcomes consistently. So that might be why some of these junior role people keep talking about augmenting doesn't really stretch. It mostly disappears. The senior role doesn't scale that much either. It narrows. Fewer people defining direction, fewer people validating results, less time spent in the middle translating like this intent idea into syntax. So what does go away a little bit might be that glue layer, that the part of the org that existed to move work forward because the system couldn't do it on its own. And that's why this gets interesting, because for a long time, we thought effort was value, hours, contribution, lines of code, progress. That might not be true anymore. You have to confront something harder, whether you actually understand the system you're responsible for. Reviewing model output requires more clarity than writing code ever did now. You have to know what good actually looks like before it shows up. You have to be able to recognize failure modes when they're subtle. That feels like a different job. And it's not really evenly distributed. I think some people are going to love this change. Others aren't. Not because really they're bad, but because the job that they were trained for isn't really the job. The same way not every cashier wanted to become a system operator. I don't think we're talking about necessarily replacing engineers. What are we talking about? It's like replacing, like waiting for someone to write the first draft, waiting for someone to clean it up, waiting for handoffs to move things forward. We're not waiting anymore. This probably puts leadership in an interesting position. Yeah, you can keep optimizing for the old motion, more tools and co-pilots and all that faster stuff, faster typing. Or you can accept that the role itself has changed and it's been more redesigned around some core ideas like ownership and judgment. So, yeah, if your engineers are still spending most of the time coding, again, it's not failing, but it might be operating in a model that's starting to be deprecated. So, yeah, we all know that AI will help your team code faster, but more importantly, are you ready for a world where writing code was never the job in the first place?